They were announcing who was on the team at the end of December. I think it was a shot, hit him in the ankle and he broke a bone, maybe 3 weeks before he was picked to go to the Olympics. Through that whole time, he had a lot of pain. So he played through that with a broken bone in his ankle.
It was going to take more than a fractured ankle for Shea Weber to miss the Vancouver 2010 Olympics. He was raised in a home that valued hard work and toughness. His mother, Tracy, the rock they all looked up to.
As a family, we were always kind of just expected to be tough, and she was one of them.
She actually won 2 silver medals at the BC Summer Games for judo. Technically, she was not really ranked that high. She would have beaten some of her opponents by just being mentally and physically tougher.
Growing up in Sicamous, BC, the 5-hour drive to Vancouver became the hockey road trip that brought the family together.
Every spring from the age of 11 or so, we would be down in Vancouver 3 or 4 weekends a month for practices and tournaments.
That's a lot of driving for my parents early mornings, especially after a long work week. And those were a lot of long car rides we spent with each other, and that's a lot of dedication from someone that, you know, just because we love the game, she was there to help us out with it.
As the road trips continued, Tracy started to struggle with migraines and headaches. Then when Shea was 13, the family received news that would rock them to their foundation.
It's probably one of the scariest nights of my life.
She had a grand mal seizure, so that's very intense.
Obviously, my mom was in a little bit of a rough shape, so we had to call the ambulance. My brother and I were kind of, you know, just like I said, we were scared. We had no clue what had happened, why. They came and picked her up. We had no idea what was going on.
Pretty much right away, the doctor, I think, had suspicions because they sent us to Kelowna.
At age 36, Tracy Weber was diagnosed with brain cancer.
For me, the worst part is really the neurologist telling you that she probably wasn't going to live a year. It shook me up a lot. I cried. You know, I didn't know what to do.
She went through a lot of different treatments, starting with the surgery and then the chemo and radiation numerous times. And while going through all of this, she was that same tough person and acting like nothing was wrong.
She had been given less than a year to live, but Tracy was a fighter. She watched as Shea lifted the Memorial Cup in Kelowna, got drafted to the NHL, stepped onto the ice for his first game, and scored his first NHL goal.
This kid has got a bright future in the National Hockey League.
Obviously, she was really happy with what he was doing with his opportunity. Shea kind of took it and ran with it, so she was extremely proud of what he was doing. She wasn't afraid to show it.
Her son's name started to be mentioned as a possibility to represent Canada at the Olympics in Vancouver, the city they had journeyed to on all those childhood road trips.
We're now very proud to introduce Canada's defense for the men's Olympic hockey team.
From Sicamous, BC, Shea Weber.
I was fortunate enough to get the call and to be able to come back and have her there along with all my family was, you know, made it that much more special.
And Tracy rejoiced with the rest of the country as Shea patrolled the Team Canada blue line with that typical Weber toughness and strength.
Taves, Weber, loads, score!
Well, it was huge for her. Physically, she was not really good at that time. So, I mean, we didn't really know in any strict sense how long it would be, how long she had.
I think that after all she'd been through and how tough she was, I thought she would last forever, to be honest.
After the gold medal game, when Shea came in, he came over and put it on her, around her neck, right? just the look on her face, the pride, the happiness.
It was a proud moment for all of us there, just being together, and a special moment at the same time that we were able to all be there at the same time, and kind of on one of her, obviously the last time she kind of saw me win anything.
On August 11th, 2010, 5 months after the gold medal game, Tracy Weber passed away. It was a decade after doctors told her she only had 1 year to live.
I think it taught him a little bit about life. It was a lesson that obviously meant a lot to him because he's made the most of his opportunities. He saw how his mom dealt with it and how tough she was, and how could he not be as good as her, right?